Hey everyone, it is the Honey Badger here. We're going to be taking a look at the Aukey KM-G3 mechanical keyboard today. If you are not a mechanical keyboard user or owner, that's probably unfortunate for you for many reasons. One, membrane keyboards are disgusting. Two, we're going to help you today. We're going to set you up with what you need to know about mechanical keyboards pretty easily, or what most people look for in their mechanical keyboards, so you can find the right one. And I'm not saying that this is the right one for you specifically, but it might be a good place to start. Now, there's usually two features people look for when they're looking at a mechanical keyboard. They're usually looking for the price. Now, it's not really a feature, but it's something you have to really take note of, because mechanical keyboards can get very expensive very quickly. The other thing people look for most of the time, actually two other things, they look for are the keys or the switches that the keyboard uses. These use Aukey blue switches. You may have not heard of them. I hadn't until I used this keyboard. I can gladly report, as a mechanical keyboard user for many years now, that these are very good switches, and this could become my daily driver, which I find very surprising, but we'll find out as I use it more. But they're very, very good switches. They're roughly based off of the cherry blue switches, but actually kind of better because they've gotten rid of a little bit of a delay that blues typically have in cherry blue keys, and theirs don't. So very, very good switch. It's got tactile bump and click, so it gives you good feedback when you are actually pressing and clicking. The other thing people look for in their keyboard is features. And when it comes to features, typically that will be either programmable keys or programmable backlighting. And if you can't tell, this definitely has some programmable backlighting. But in a way, a lot of other keyboards do, but in a very different and better way. Most other mechanical keyboards that do have crazy backlighting options, you have to download a separate program that they offer, and then that's how you control all the backlighting. All backlighting features and options through the Aukey keyboard are with the function button and just by clicking on the buttons to then program it, which I like a lot more. It means I don't have to download more programs that run in the background on my computer, which start to feel like bloatware after a long while. If every peripheral you have needs a program to run in the background to control the lighting or the drivers or anything else, that's annoying, and that's just, frankly, this is just really smart, and I'm very impressed, honestly. It may seem like that's very simple and not something to not be, worried about, but like, it just gets annoying having so many things running that you don't need running that should all work within a same program. For instance, I run a lot of Corsair products, and like my water cooler runs on a different program than what my Corsair keyboard runs. Like, I wish they would all just have tabs, they could all run the same program, and then it would work together. You'd think the same company would just make one program. They don't. It's annoying. I don't like it. So, having everything run through your keyboard is very smart. Let's take a closer look at what this can actually do and how you can program it. Come down to the function button, and you have a couple up here to control. You have M1, which cycles through the different settings. This is solid. This is obviously a pulse. Then you have actually a custom one we'll get to in just a second. And then we have, oh, actually, here's a color changing. And then we have, I believe this one's like individual button clicks. And then you have a kind of like a scrolly. And then you have one that goes down and around, and goes all the way down, and it comes all the way back up through. Now, all of these also have different modes within the individual mode. You can change the color, although this one's hard. Let's switch to this one. So it changes color. So here's like a ripple, and I'm changing the color because I'm on the color one. And actually, there's like a rainbow ripple on it with that one. So rainbow-y ripple. And then you can click through, and there's all types of different ones. So here's like a spectral area where it's around the key you press, which is kind of neat. If we go back to rainbow, you can also control the brightness. We can turn it down a little bit. It gets a little bit dark. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but it does get dimmer, and you can turn it up a lot. You can also control the speed. So there I have it almost paused, or you can speed it up a lot so it goes quicker. And you can do this for all of these. You can change the colors, the brightness. If it's got a speed to it, you can slow it down a ton. You can speed it up a ton if you want to go through them way faster. You can change all the colors to them. So there's lots of easy things you can do to change through whatever lighting system that you want on it. If you don't want any of them on, you can turn it off too. So it's great. You can turn that off. Really simple. There's also lots of other buttons to launch any music software, or your volume, or the next tracks, or launch your calculator, or all types of stuff. There's all types of keys up there to launch whatever you'd like. The other thing you can do too is there are function buttons for specific game modes, like FPS, which will give you an FPS lighting. There's one for CF, which is a game, I can't remember what it's called. There's COD, there's a League of Legends setting, and there is a race setting, which the race setting right now is not race because I changed it manually, because you can also manually change what you want these keys to do on each individual key. And once again, without a program. Function MR button, you get this flashing up here, and that means you can go in and program any of these buttons to any colors you want. So let's just say I want to do a custom FPS one. We'll do that. We'll want to reload to be white. We want crouch to be white. We want, let's say we want spacebar to be white. And then let's say we want our items to be like red. We can do red. And you just cycle through all these buttons. You can get whatever color you want, or you can get them back off. So you can get any colors you want in here. We want a crouch to be red. We want shift over here to also be red. Backspace should obviously be green for no apparent reason. So you can get all these buttons, whatever colors you would want, really simply. And then to turn it off or to lock it, you just go back up here at the MR again, and it's locked into that color specification the way you want it with the settings that you want. Really, really simple to use without a program, and you can get anything how you want. It's awesome. I'm actually amazed it works so well without having to use a program. So very simple, very great, and even if you go and toggle off of it and you go into any of the other modes again, if you come back around, it should still be there, which it is. So it doesn't forget it. It does actually remember it. So fantastic that the keyboard does this, and it really offers just a different depth at a price that I'm gonna reveal to you in a second, if you haven't already clicked the link down below, on what it can do, which is great. There you have it, the review of the Aukey KM-G3 keyboard, which retails for roughly about $60, which makes it almost about $40 cheaper than a lot of its rivals with mechanical keys and similar backlighting things that you can do to it, which makes it a pretty good budget keyboard if you're looking to get a mechanical keyboard without spending all of your money. So very, very good. Now, if there's gonna be one downside to this keyboard, I would say it's the smallest one, because I look for positives and negatives in all products. The only thing I would take away from this keyboard is the cord. It's plenty long and it's plenty thick. For gaming keyboards, I would love to see a nylon, like that cloth wrapped key, or cord, not key. It would be nicer. That's all it would do. This one honestly feels really good for the thickness. I don't think it's gonna hurt or get messed up in any way, and it's gonna sit on your desk. It's not really gonna travel or break. So shouldn't really be a problem, just something I would personally like to see on something that is honestly so nice everywhere else. So that's the keyboard. There's a link down below in the description if you'd like to check it out closer, and read a lot of user reviews too of it on Amazon. There's tons of people who have stuff to say about it. It's got really good reviews too, not just me saying that I like it. So be sure to check that out. Let me know what you think down below. Leave a like if you could, and I'll see all of you guys in the next video.